Morning, Nigeria. It's Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025, and this is the Break Live on Dominion Television. As always, we are here to break down the issues that matter, firm engagement, of course, political on this show.
Samson, good morning.
Good morning to you.
All right, and this morning we'll begin with a story that has sparked outrage nationwide. The Nigerian Students Association has condemned the 200,000 naira reward given to a teenager who won a global English context.
Well, think about it. 200,000 naira for a global feat. I think that's
laughable.
Rather laughable. But then, meanwhile, billions are poured into political comfort. What does this say about our priorities as a nation?
And it raises a bigger question. How do we value excellence when our brightest minds are undervalued, at whom we risk building a future where mediocrity gets rewarded more than merit?
Well, ahead of the show, we'll bring you the latest news shaping Nigeria and beyond, followed by a deep dive into the headlines and the real issues behind the ink.
And later, the big story, security vote in Nigeria, legacy of military rule or tool of democratic corruption. We will be joined by Farouk Ahmed, journalist, accountability advocate, and lead catalyst of the hashtag Fix Nigeria Top 3 campaign.
Well, it promises to be an unflinching conversation about power, secrecy, and corruption in Nigeria's political structure.
And of course, we will close with Trend Watch, tracking the hottest debate and conversation across the country.
Well, it's going to be firm, it's political, and of course, that will be intelligent. This is the Break Live. Stay tuned. Your morning just starts on this show.
All right.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, Samson. Good
Well, let's say good morning to our viewers too.
Hey, good morning, viewer.
Thank you for joining us.
All right.
Do not forget to link up with us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast, and on X, formerly Twitter, at Dominion Cast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Watch us live. Drop your comments. We'll surely take them on this show. Our website is not left out. You can watch us live too on our website, www.dominion.org.ng. Pat, it's trending.
It is.
And of course, people are reacting.
And I don't know why they are reacting. Fine, it's good to react. I mean, the script is a wrong one, written by the federal government. And I won't say, fine, it's a wrong script, and I've seen this before now. Because I remember that when the footballers, the one that won the trophy, the women, they were given $100,000, and that was, I mean, a few days later was when that story came out that a 17-year-old girl won the competition in London. Fine, it's okay, and people are like, no, they should commend the young girl, and I think we'll talk about it here. We spoke about it here, and people were actually condemning that no, federal government should not look away from that girl. And I feel it's a wrong script for federal government to give a 200,000 naira cash to the young girl. One, we should be celebrating excellence. We should be celebrating the triumph of the young girl as in putting us in a good light. In the face of these scourges, when you talk about education in Nigeria, is nothing to talk about. You see them, you could testify to some people that wrote their work in darkness, using torch to write an English paper. And somebody from this country where we don't even cater, where we don't even bother to see education as the bedrock of our society, went out there, came out in the flying colors, and all what the federal government could do is just to award the 200,000 naira cash. What about the expenses?
You know, the thing is, this, as much as some of us, or most of us wouldn't want to believe it, I think this just, placed us where people would see us clearly as to where our priorities really lie as a nation. And, as much as we want to celebrate excellence in the sporting world and, of course, in other areas, I think academic excellence is also one of the things we should be looking at. And in fact, not just a thing that should be given consideration, it should be given a priority. And, having gone global to win an English contest and coming back home to get 200,000. I mean, if you calculate what it costs to actually be on that particular on a plane to get things done, even within Nigeria, from Ibadan to Lagos, you know how much it costs, or from Ibadan to Abuja, or from Lagos to Abuja, you know how much that costs, on some private airlines in the country. But the truth of the matter is, I think we as a nation, we celebrate mediocrity, and of course we also push aside things that should be of really importance to us. And education is one of the things that we have not really focused on. I think any serious country, as we speak, there are about 4 or 5 key areas that they should plug into, and education comes first. And after education, you look at security too, and when you look at security, you look at health. And these are areas where Nigeria as a country has been failing. How do countries outside Nigeria see us? I mean, what we have been seeing from Nigerians out there who are doing really well, they are just flashes of brilliance, out of so much that could have actually happened if we focused on, providing an enabling environment for study, and of course, celebrate academic excellence when it is due. This is not just the first time when we are actually watching down what should be, our pride in the country. Yeah. There are so many other occasions. I've seen university graduates who graduated with upper class, and you realize the fact that when the schools are giving them gifts, you'll be wondering why. In fact, it would have been better if you just kept mum about it. And
still get 2,000 naira.
So it's as bad as that. And so if we are narrowing this down to the government, I think we are making a big mistake. We should also look at private establishments, to private schools. When students in your school do so well for themselves, what exactly do you give to them to actually move the following year? I think there used to be an era where notebooks were being given as gifts. It will be wrapped, yes, and then you celebrate it. But then that was what was being done. But now, when things have turned, when we now know better, I think we should do better. But the truth is, I think we sometimes take 5 steps forward and maybe 10 or 20 backwards. So we are still running in circles as a country when it comes to priorities, and I think we should work on it.
Well, when I saw that, I wasn't happy as well, because it sends signals to all the students that want to make our country proud. Like, oh, if this person can get this for winning that competition, how much would I get? I expected the federal government to give a lifelong scholarship to the young girl, at least to be as Ori.
I mean, nobody is
requesting for $100,000. Nobody. I mean, but then I just want them to know one thing, that sport has its own place. So also education. So we need to celebrate excellence. We need to celebrate our young ones. We need to celebrate the brilliancy, and not other way around. Like what you said, that we celebrate mediocrity in this country. Right. And of course, if it is politics, you see them eject a lot of money.
Now, let me cite an instance. The reason I said that we cannot narrow this down to the government is the fact that, look at when the issue of Quam 1, Quam 2, or maybe a Quam 3 happened.
We have Quam 3 now.
Yeah, and then the lady, when she was actually released from jail, and then she came out, so many Nigerians were contributing money for her. For what exactly? For being what? A national sensation? I do not understand. But the truth is,
to rehabilitate her.
Now someone has gone global, won an award on a global English contest globally, and then there is no one out there that has actually come out to say, oh, what you did is fantastic, I'm contributing 200,000, 100,000. So that is why I said it's not just about the government, it's about the people, and the people make up the government. So the problem starts from grassroots, and until we do the engineering of our mind, and of course reorientation, I want to put it that way in quotes, if we don't get that done, I think we are still going to remain where we are. But I do believe that as people are reacting, the governments are patiently,
not even the government, the philanthropists, the local governments, everything. So I know they are listening to us now. And I think the pattern shot from my end this morning is that nation that neglects education collapse under ignorance. Right. So we should nurture our education very well, nurture our young ones. I mean, education is the bedrock of any society.
Yes, you are right, actually, but I don't think we are going to move forward so easily, judging by the fact that, what qualifies you to actually be a president in the country. As long as you have your school leaving certificate, you can be a president. So who cares about every other certificate?
Yeah, I get the angle you're coming from.
All right, away from there this morning, we say thank you for joining us so far. Now we go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll take weather report. We'll be back.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live? Like never before. Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
All right, welcome back from that short break. The show is still Daybreak Live right here on Dominion Television, your channel of choice. Now we go straight to weather report this morning, and we are going straight to the Center of Excellence, Lagos. As we speak, weather currently feels like 24 degrees Celsius, and of course, it is fair right there, and most definitely, later in the day, it will be around 28 degrees Celsius, and by night, it will drop to 24 degrees Celsius. Humidity is expected to be around 90%, and of course, dew point is at 23 degrees Celsius right there in Lagos State this morning. So if you are there, it will be partly cloudy. So of course, you have to keep your umbrella handy just in case it rains.
All right, we'll head straight to Ibadan. And Ibadan, it has this. And this morning, it will be cloudy of 5% and, of course, 25 degrees Celsius. And in the afternoon, it will be mostly cloudy, and that's of 16%. And, of course, the afternoon will come with 29 degrees Celsius. And in the evening, it will be 24 degrees Celsius, and it will be mostly cloudy as well of 9%. And overnight, it will be 23 degrees Celsius, and of course, it will be cloudy, and that's of 24%.
All right, in Ondo State this morning, it currently feels like 22 degrees Celsius right there, and of course, it will be cloudy. And later in the day, it will be around 29 degrees Celsius, and by night, it will drop to 22 degrees Celsius. And of course, dew point is expected to be around 21 degrees Celsius, and the humidity at 98%. So if you are right there in Ondo State this morning, it's going to be a little bit cloudy right there. So keep your umbrella handy just in case it rains.
And of course, from Ondo, we head straight to Enugu. And Enugu this morning, it will be cloudy, and that will be of 10%. And of course, this morning, it will be 27 degrees Celsius. And in the afternoon, it will be 29 degrees Celsius. And scattered thunderstorm is expected of 59%. And in the evening, it will be 24 degrees Celsius. And of course, showers is expected as well. And that is of 54%. And lastly, overnight, it will be 23 degrees Celsius, and it will be cloudy, and that's a precipitation of 16%.
Away from there, we go straight to the north this morning in Kaduna, Kaduna State. It will be, it currently feels like 22 degrees Celsius right there, and of course it will be cloudy, currently cloudy in Kaduna as we speak, and of course by more afternoon, it will rise to 26 degrees Celsius, and later at night, it is expected to drop to 21 degrees Celsius right there in Kaduna. So if you're in Kaduna, dew point is expected to be at 21 degrees Celsius, humidity at 98%. And most definitely, if you are in Kaduna, you have to prepare for this. today.
And away from Kaduna to Suleja in Niger State, and of course this morning to be 25 degrees Celsius and showers is expected of 40%, and in the afternoon 27 degrees Celsius and it will be mostly cloudy, and that is of 24%, and in the evening it will be 23 degrees Celsius and its showers is expected, and that's of 58%, and overnight it will be 22 degrees Celsius and scattered thunderstorm is expected, and that's of 38%.
Right. Also, moving straight to Bauchi from Kaduna this morning, and currently feels like 22 degrees Celsius in Bauchi, and later in the morning it will rise to 25 degrees Celsius with isolated thunderstorms at 30%, and in the afternoon it will be at 25 degrees Celsius, thunderstorms right there at 62%, and later in the evening it will be mostly cloudy at 22 degrees Celsius. Later overnight it will be 21 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy right there in Bauchi today. And that will be all on Weather Report this morning. We say thank you for being a part of the show so far. We'll go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll take the news.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live like never before? Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
A very good morning to you. Welcome to Daybreak News on Dominion Television. I am Pat Aito. The federal government has threatened to disconnect generation companies connected to the national grid in the country over the refusal to implement free government control across the generating unit. According to the federal government, the move was to prevent national grid collapses. The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, disclosed that it will take effect immediately. The order was signed by the Commission's Vice Chairman, Musiliu Oseni, and the Commissioner Legal Licensing and Compliance, Dafe Akpenaye. According to the order, unit that remains non-compliant for 90 consecutive days risk being disconnected from the grid entirely. The House of Representatives Committee on Land Transport is set to invite for questioning the Nigerian Railway Corporation and officials of the China Civil Engineering Construction Corporation over the recent derailment of Kaduna-bound train, which left about 7 persons injured. It will be recalled that a Kaduna-bound train consisting of 10 coaches derailed off the rail tracks, causing anxiety over the passengers' safety. The chairman, House Committee on Land Transport, Blessing Onu, decried the frequent train incidents across the various corridors, describing them as embarrassing and unacceptable. Onu, who represents Ihemini Ochukpo Federal Constituency, Benue State, on the platform of the All Progressives Congress APC, said the committee will rise to its responsibility and demand answers on behalf of millions of Nigerians. The First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has empowered 500 women in Oyo State with 25 million naira to recapitalize their small-scale businesses in supporting their entrepreneurial spirit to take care of their families, educate their children, and uplift the communities. Speaking at the flag off of the empowerment program under the Renewed Hope Initiative ceremony in Ibadan, Senator Tinubu, who was represented by the wife of the acting governor, Ajibola Lawal, expressed enthusiasm for the program, which aimed at empowering women entrepreneurs and small-scale business owners across the country. Earlier in her remarks, the Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Inclusion, Toyin Balogun, charged all the beneficiaries to make use of the grants given to them for financial independence. A's broadcaster Edmond Obilo has urged young journalists and on-air personalities to be intentional about their work, stressing that high-quality content is crucial for maintaining relevance in the media industry. Obilo stated this on a visit to Dominion Broadcast Group in Ibadan as the renowned media personality led a training session on enhancing storytelling skills. Grace Aino has the report.
It was an inspiring session for the Dominion Brokers Group team as Edmond Obilo focused on the theme, the depth of the mind is proportional to the depth of the question.
Depth does not come by chance. The broadcaster is a researcher. I know what's going on in the sport world, in the music world. Are you researching? Have you taken advantage of AI?
In his lecture, he stressed the importance of research and preparation, encouraging broadcasters to know their guests thoroughly before interviews.
Using broadcasting as a tool for development. And to do that appropriately, we must adopt certain skills, especially with regard to programming. And one popular aspect of programming is interview. So what we did today is to look at interview and the interviewer. The depth of the mind of the interviewer is proportional to the depth of the question. So the interviewer feeds his or her mind with knowledge. That knowledge will resonate in the questions.
Some members of the staff said the training aligns with Dominion Brokers Group's vision to nurture a new generation of confident and knowledgeable broadcasters.
So many things attached to research. So it is very, very important, whether a program person, whether a journalist, research is key because it gives you the in-depth of what you want to talk about.
And I think that young broadcasters here at Dominion will benefit and will help them to get their show to the next level. There are lots of broadcasters now, but what sets us apart is what Edmond came to talk to us about. And I know that this will really help us to start to see, our broadcasters leverage on all he said to take, our programs to the next level.
For every programming, it should have an end point. And that end point is very, very key. It helps you perform the 3 rules, the 3 code of conduct of broadcasting, as it were. You inform, you educate, and you entertain.
It is hoped that with the training, broadcasters at Dominion Brokers Group will be equipped with better knowledge to inform and inspire their audience. I know Grace, Dominion News.
A Nigerian lawyer and legal practitioner, Festus Ogun, has initiated legal action against the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, for blocking him on X handle. Ogun alleged that he was blocked by the governor due to his consistent criticism of the Sanwo-Olu administration. Speaking during an interview, he described the move as a violation of his constitutional rights, particularly his right to freedom of expression and freedom from discrimination. The case has sparked renewed conversations around digital rights, freedom of expression, and the responsibilities of public officials in the digital age. In business, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has publicly acknowledged the ongoing financial and operational challenges facing several Nigerian diplomatic and consular missions abroad, citing budgetary constraint and foreign exchange policy shift as a key contributing factors. In a statement issued and signed by Ministry spokesperson Kimebi Ebimfa, the Ministry admitted that the financial strain has disrupted the smooth running of missions, including delays in paying locally recruited staff, service providers, rent and allowances for home-based officers, while noting that these missions are not exempt from the broader economic realities affecting Nigeria. The ministry emphasized that the budgetary shortfalls over the years have significantly hampered the effective functioning of missions and their ability to fulfill core diplomatic responsibilities. And in sport, organizers of the annual Nigeria Cup Golf Tournament have confirmed that the 2025 editions of the competition will commence on the 20th of September at the Ikoyi Club in Lagos. The prestigious event, which is put together by the Ikoyi Golf Community Nigeria Association, is aimed at commemorating Nigeria's independence anniversary, as well as providing competition for elite players, networking opportunities, and youth development initiatives. The chairman of the organizing committee, Wale Onolapo, stated that the Nigeria Cup is more than a tournament. It is a national celebration of unity, excellence and sportsmanship. The competition, which will be for a week, will feature a tournament for professionals, men, women and children. Hundreds of golfers are expected to take part in the various categories throughout the week. The event will end with a special gala night to honor the winners. You can visit our website on www.dominion.org.ng to watch us live and interact with us. Follow us across our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube and LinkedIn at Dominion Broadcast, and on X at Dominioncast. And that is the Daybreak News. Thank you so much for watching. I am Pat Aito. Good morning.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live? Like never before. Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
All right, a very good morning once again, and thank you so much for joining us on newspaper headlines and analysis on the program Daybreak Live. Of course, this is where we'll take you through what the papers are saying, and of course, we will be joined by our analyst when the time comes. Well, let me quickly begin with this one from The Nation. The Nation newspaper comes with this one. Obi's return to run in 2027 will kill PDP, says Wike. And a rider there, a comeback by him can't happen. And I mean, that's two riders. The first one is a comeback by him can't happen. And the second rider there is be wary of hypocrites. Minister cautions Jonathan. And still from The Nation, we have this one. NSA Kaduna government knock El Rufai overpayment bandit claim. And the rider there, don't drag national security institutions into partisan conflicts. That's on page, well, you can pick a copy of The Nation and read through on page 2 of The Nation. And from the top part of the paper, we have this: federal government kills 6-year jail for terrorist Ekpa Simon in Finland. And beside it, we have former IG, that's Solomon Arase, flown back from Morocco in coma. That's on page 2 of the paper as well. And lastly, from the top corner of The Nation, we have Tinubu reaffirms oath to serve fairly, and that's on page 2 of the paper. And down below it, we have FIRS seek global action against cross-border tax crime. Well, that's on page 8 of The Nation. Get a copy of The Nation newspaper to read more. Away from there, we head straight to The Guardian, and The Guardian is coming with this one: local carriers struggle as foreign airlines rake in $1.7 billion from Nigerian market. And that's on page 6 of The Guardian. And down below it, we have finished court jails Ekpa 6 years for terrorism fraud. And that's on page 28 of the paper. And we have our integrity character stopped Wike from eyeing 2027 presidential bid. And that's on page 10 of The Guardian. Beside it, we have APC state government El-Rufai trade words over insecurity in Kaduna, and that's on page 29 of the paper as well. And Bago dissolves Niger cabinet as Leah reconstitute in Benue. Well, it's time for reconstituting in both states. Well, that's on page 20 of the paper as well. And beside it, we have Nigeria to reallocate dormant oil blocks, signs new production sharing contract. You can pick a copy of The Guardian and read through. Away from The Guardian, we head straight to The Vanguard, and Vanguard is coming with this politics story. Jonathan Tukeyamo Udikalu, keep off my political journey, and that's on page 5 of the paper. It comes with so much riders, but I'll just pick 2. Or perhaps if I can read all, it's okay. Well, it says, keep off my political journey. I don't need your counsel. Jonathan is talking 100% qualified for raise, says Azibwala. And former President cousin. That's former President's cousin talking. And another rider there is been deceived. Feeding Obi's will spell doom for PDP. That's Wike is saying that. And we have ADDS, I want to run for president. Note El-Rufai calculation about Tinubu's wrong. Nigerian, not APC or PDP will decide 2027. That's article talking. Well, from the Vanguard as well, you can pick a copy of Vanguard and read from page 5. And down below it, we have power-hungry politicians seeking to remove Tinubu. Presidency is talking, and that's on page 9 of the paper Vanguard. And we have childhood cancer. 400,000 children diagnosed annually, according to research from the WHO, that's the World Health Organization, and that's you can read through from page 9 of the Vanguard. And Rivers local government poll, Obi Labour Party condemn election, and the writer that go to court. Rusiak tells aggrieved parties, and that's on page 12 of the paper. Well, let's flip to the top part of the story, same Vanguard. We have this terrorism. Federal government city has orders hail Ekpa's conviction in Finland. And the two riders that we will take further action against Ekpa. AGF is talking. And our court should expedite hearing of terrorism cases. MBA. That's on page 11 of the Vanguard. And lastly, from the Vanguard, we have empowerment of bandits. Federal government tackles El-Rufai, says claim baseless. And that's on page 14 of the paper. Well, away from that, we head straight to Daily Trust. And Daily Trust has this terrorism. Ekpa jailed, Kanu's case drags, and that's on page 15 of the Daily Trust. And we have over 800 killed in Afghanistan earthquake. And beside it, we have Abuja Kaduna rail tracks to be restored in 10 days, according to the minister. And we have motorists react as CNG price hits 380 naira per SCM. And lastly, from the Daily Trust, we have suspected gun runners nabbed in Katsina. That's on page 7 of the Daily Trust. Well, you can pick a copy of that paper. And lastly, let's look at what the Punch is saying. Punch newspaper. Punch comes with this one. Terrorism trial. Federal government may seek Ekpa's repatriation after Finland's 6-year jail term, and government would take further action after judgment review, according to AGF, and ruling warning to extremists. Information Minister talking. Well, we have down below it, strike threat. Resident doctors give federal government 10-day ultimatum, and that's on page 42 of the Punch. Beside it, we have 60-year-old man arrested for raping Lagos lady, and that's on page 5. Human and Good Story. We have Oyetola blames wooden boats as accidents claim 92 lives, not in different states. We have Zamfara, Niger, and Rivers, where those that incident happened. And from the top part of the Punch, we have Nigerian embassies hit by unpaid rent, salary arrears. That's on page 3 of the Punch. And beside it, we have 2027 PDP obedient tackle Wike over Jonathan Obi. That's on page 2 of the Punch. And lastly, Dangote fuel exports surge and main foreign refineries shut down. And that's on page 28 of the Punch. Well, that's much we can take on the newspaper headlines. Well, coming up next is a newspaper analysis. Well, I'm being joined by Mr. Victor Akinleye.
Yes, please.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning to
Thank you so much for joining us on the newspaper headlines and analysis this morning.
Thank you for having me.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Let me start from there. How are you doing this morning?
Fine, thank you.
All right, let's quickly look at this. I mean, I'll begin. I'll take from the Punch, and Punch is talking about terrorism trial, where federal government may seek Ekpa's repatriation after Finland's six-year jail term. And two riders there, government would take further action after judgment review, according to AGF. And we have a ruling warning to extremists. Information Minister talking. So it's just like this headline is a rich one, and rich words, legal and political diplomatic implications. But then the federal government has hinted that it may seek the repatriation of Simon Ekpa to Nigeria following his 6-year jail sentence in Finland for terrorism-related offences. The Pajuat Hame District Court in Finland on Monday sentenced the Nigerian-born Finnish to 6 years in prison for terrorism-related crimes. So, does the principle of double jeopardy prevent Finland from extraditing him after he served the service there for those specific crimes he committed?
I don't think so.
Why?
Western nations are big on their principles, big on their systems. They don't bend for whatever reason. Perhaps it's not even a full-blooded finish.
But it happens here where we'll sentence someone to court, to jail term, and before you know, when he gets there, they will do the same. So why can't we have a double jeopardy? Because in the case of James Ibori, we could see in here, they said he has no case to answer, but over there, he was sentenced.
He has a case to answer. So, like I said earlier, Western nations, they are big on their systems and they will not bend their rule for anything. So if he serves their jail, he will serve their jail term there. Coming back home, after considering several other matters, Nigeria can, being a Nigerian or for whatever reason, we are used to bending our rules. Politics might play in, tribalism might play in, anything else can play in, and then who knows. But one thing is certain, he would go to jail in Finland.
Well, if we're talking about repatriation of this Simon Ekpa, will Nigerian government have access to the evidence gathered by the Finnish authorities for his trial there?
Would they have access to it?
Would they have access? You remember the case of Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu's case has been dragged back and forth.
Over years.
Now, Simon Ekpa, it's just straight away they have evidence. Would Nigerian government have evidence to do the same to him?
The evidences were gathered by Finland government. Now, if Nigerian government demand for it, would there be a reason why Finland will not release it?
That's what I'm asking.
They shouldn't. They have to release it. Okay, so that is where the information ministry comes in, and the Ministry for International Foreign Affairs. So they should step in this, demand for every evidence. And when every evidence has been submitted to you, if there is still need to face the jail term in Nigeria, then come on, let him. But I see no reason why Finland will retrain the information or the evidences from Nigeria, but if they demand for it.
If they do, what is the fate of Nigerian government in
cases like this?
Yes.
I don't think they won't. I don't think they won't release it. And if they do, have we seen any situation where an international, another nation, they didn't release such information to another nation? Has there been any? I don't think so. So they would.
All right, let's quickly look at the security and operational activities, as in what is the assets immediate and long-term impact of Ekpa's imprisonment and potential repatriation on the activities and the command structure of the IPOB.
Sorry, please, can you take that again?
And then what is the assets immediate and long-term of impact of Ekpa's imprisonment and the potential repatriation of the activities and command structure of IPOB faction elites?
IPOB,
yes. IPOB, Indigenous Prescribed of Biafra.
Of Biafra. I honestly do not.
Because we know that it gives commands there and the commands lands here. The activities that are being perpetuated in the Southeast is actually not is the one given the command all the way from that. Now he's been jailed. What's the command structure of IPOB now? Because we have the issue of sit-at-home. Will the sit-at-home continue or not? Who? And we have Nnamdi Kanu in the court as well, or being in detention as well, or being arrested. Who is next in command? Who would they follow? Which of the command would they listen to? Now we have two of their leaders.
Okay, so
imprisoned.
I feel we only need two because these are the ones that are out there. There will still be some other guys that we don't know yet.
So the other guys, who is going to give them instruction? Because they never believe that ECPA will be.
I think IPOB
jailed.
is I think IPOB is a nation already, whether they have the concept or not. So I believe IPOB is a nation already, or let me say IPOB is a movement already, or an organization already. There would be structure, there will be organogram. Yes, this might make them unaware, but definitely there would be organogram. There's always somebody next in line. Let's say he dies, he didn't go to jail, he dies. What will happen? Immediately somebody else will start picking up the responsibility. So it's only when you people that have mind to do things like that. You remember when sorry, I want to digress a little. When Sowore was arrested lately, somebody said you only arrested one Sowore. We have plenty Sowores here. So you only took ECPA. There will be several ECPA somewhere that are not speaking yet.
Would that person have the mind that Nnamdi Kanu and ECPA has?
We never thought Kanu would have that mind, and we never thought ECPA would have it too. So yeah, somebody to pick it up.
And the sit-at-home in the southeast will continue?
I don't think all of those things will end. They have not seen the problem. Nigeria has not seen the Nigerian government has not seen the problem. I've not seen what exactly the problem is. Until that is seen and settled, southeast will continue.
In your own view, what do you think the problem is? In your own view?
You want me to say something I don't like to say?
No, you will. That's why you are our analyst.
If Igbo wants to go, let them go. That's what I would say.
If they want to go, let them go. And why did you advocate for that? Why are you advocating for that?
So, we've seen this over decades where nations, or where a nation would detach from another nation, whether peacefully, whether revolutionarily, but they left. If Igbo wants to go, let them go. There is international constitution that allows that. So what is hindering the Federal Republic of Nigeria from allowing a tribe that can stand as a nation to go?
Are you sure they can stand as a nation? What do they have?
Did you think Slovakia could stand as a nation when they left? Czech and Slovakia, when they detached, do you think either of them could stand? Are they standing today? Yes. Should I keep mentioning name? Serbia and Montenegro, they were together. Did we ever think they could stand on their own? Are they not doing well today? It will only take time.
Well, of what benefit would that be for the Igbos?
Igbos are smart guys. Have you heard this popular saying that any nation you get to in the world that you do not see an Igbo guy, run away?
Yes.
So, you think they won't thrive? My sister, they would. I will shock you that they will thrive faster than many other nations. Don't joke. I'm not an Igbo man, but I believe in them.
All right, away from that, let's quickly look at the nation now. Obi's return to run in 2027 will kill PDP, says Wike. Why do you think Wike, Nyesom Wike, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, is saying that? What does it mean?
Number one, he talks too much. That's aside. Then secondly, back to the context. Allow him to say whatever he wants to say. He's a Tinubu's person, so he would say whatever he wants to say. However, is there any party that can strongly support Obi in this next election? No. Yes, no.
No party that can strongly support.
There's no strong party. We only have two strong parties in Nigeria, APC and PDP.
What about ADC?
It's not strong. At least not strong yet.
Okay, not strong yet. But that's going to happen within a year.
Yeah, but ADC is not looking like they will give Obi tickets now. Atiku has declared that he's contesting. So most likely 80% is getting the ticket from ADC. So Obi should find his way. The Labour Party is not as strong. So the stronger party for him is still PDP. So why can't he run from PDP? What Wike is saying is just whatever he likes to say. Let him keep saying whatever he likes to say.
Well, for Wike to say this, you don't think this is a reflection of PDP's internal weakness or Obi's growing influence?
I said this sometimes ago. I said the internal weakness of PDP is not known to the Nigerian. It's only known to the political elites.
But we see it in the papers every day.
You see it because you are politically inclined. Those who want to go to the ballots, who wants to go and vote, don't know that there's crisis within the party. They don't know there are internal crisis. They don't. They are not political.
And these are the people that goes out to vote.
They are not.
They go out to vote.
They just see who they want to vote for, and they just, is this the person? I gave an example. The last election that brought in Tinubu, one woman came and said, "Hey Joe, permit me to speak Yoruba." Or let me just say it in English.
No, you can say Yoruba.
An old woman just said, "Please, where is Tinubu's place?" She doesn't know the party. She doesn't know the color. She doesn't know the flag. She just wanted to vote for Tinubu, that's all. In like manner, whoever wants to vote for Obi might not care the party, the flag, the color. Please, where is Obi? Cast his or her vote and walks away. That's it. All of those are just propaganda, political things to say.
Well, let's look at the political base of Obi compared to PDP's strength, current strength. Let's look at its political base and PDP. Let's compare it side by side with PDP's current strength.
Which is better? None. But their unity, their collaboration will work.
Which is better? None. But we must have somebody, a candidate, that will be a running candidate for another party so that we can have an opposition.
I don't understand. Okay, let me come again. Let me get.
Well, this is it. Let's look at, the significance of Obi's political base, as in let's compare it with a PDP current strength.
Do you think politically Obi is strong?
That's what I'm asking you.
Politically Obi, yeah, I don't like talking about Obi. Politically Obi is still not very strong. He is still not very strong.
But he pulled amount of votes in Lagos.
Sympathy votes, my sister.
What do you mean by sympathy vote?
They wanted somebody else. They wanted a new...
And that's exactly what we want in 2027.
That's not politics.
It's what?
No. Sympathy vote is not politics.
It is
politics
what?
Politics is calculation. Politics is strategy. Politics is understanding the game and playing it smartly. That is what Tinubu did.
Is Obi not playing it smartly?
No, not yet. No.
So are we not having any candidates to
what?
To run side by side with Mr. President?
No, we don't yet. I said it last time, no. If all of what we have now, all this, how do I call it now? Unstable equilibrium, permit my English, that's physics, I don't know. All of them still doing all of this, doing all of this, and come to, see, we still have time, so we think. But today is September 2nd. We are moving fast into 2027. And if all of this continues, my sister, nobody can beat the sitting president. So let's back to what brought us into this.
Yes.
Does Obi's political base right now and PDP's crisis, which one is better? None is better. But if they come together and work strategically, then maybe we'll have a strong force.
And do you see Wike's statement as a warning or an endorsement or a strategy?
Against who?
Against Obi. For him to come out to say, do you see it as a warning or an endorsement or a strategy?
Should I call it a subtle threat on them?
Subtle threat?
Yeah.
How?
That's how I see it. Obi is still, if we play this political game well, strategically, intellectually, very well, Obi, apart from the sitting president, Obi is still the strongest candidate that can stand against the sitting president. Let me repeat that. Amongst all of these guns that want to contest, at least the ones that we've seen that have declared their ambition, amongst them all, Obi is still the I'm not saying the most credible. I'm saying the only person that looks like can stand with the sitting president if every structure, everything is properly done. If Atiku decides to be sensible enough and just stay aside, and then we put all coalition together, and like they said, all these hungry politicians seeking for power, if all of them can, if that coalition can really work and they support Obi with PDP, that is which
so that if we have the we have the ADC, we have PDP coming together as a party.
Not coming together as a party, but they should put support. Remember, I will use Oyo State. When, who's this guy? Ladoja and Ajimobi of blessed memory now, years ago, 2011, I guess, 2015, they were going on, Akala too of blessed memory was also contesting the second term for Oyo State. Ajimobi contested for his first time. Ladoja too was contesting. No, did he? Yes, he did. Ladoja was from his own party, Accord. This man was from the then ACN. Akala was from PDP. Now, they didn't put the... Accord and ACN didn't come together as two parties coming together. But obviously, Baba Ladoja and late Abiola Ajimobi worked together to pull Akala out of seats. And it worked. In like manner, I'm not saying ADC and Labour Party should merge with PDP. I'm saying let these strong men work together with Obi. Then if you want to unseat the president, then you have a chance.
All right, before I let you go this morning, let's touch this one from the Vanguard. Jonathan Sukeyamo Odikalu, keep off my political journey. Yeah. So many riders there. And there have been talks and conversation, discussion for the former president to come and run the race, and we have so many riders there. Jonathan 100% qualified for the race, says Azebola, that's the cousin of the former president.
And he's his his legal advisor.
Legal advisor. Now, do you see Jonathan contesting and winning the election?
Contesting 50%, winning.
Do the mathematics, do the calculation.
Winning. If it comes from PDP, winning Tinubu, no. But coming maybe second or having a good number, yes. But beating Tinubu, no.
Well, let's see how it unfolds. Of course, 2027, it's around the corner. Of course, we must say a big thank you to Mr. Victor Akinleye.
Yeah, Akinleye.
Okay. Thank you so much. I got that right. Thank you so much for coming on the program this morning. We so much appreciate your thought. Well, of course, this is a convenient time for us to say our BYE on the segment. There's newspaper headlines and analysis on the program Daybreak Live. Stay tuned. Coming up next, there will be a big story with Samson Balogun. Thank you so much for staying tuned.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB Van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live like never before? Book the OB Van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
Morning Nigeria, and welcome to the big story on Daybreak Live. Today we shine the spotlight on one of the most controversial financial practices in our democracy, security votes. Born out of Nigeria's military era, security votes were intended as quick response funds for emergency security interventions. But decades into civilian rule, these opaque allocations running into billions of naira annually have become a lightning rod for accusations of mismanagement, corruption, and lack of accountability. Are security votes still a legacy of military rule, or have they been morphed into tools of democratic corruption? I am Samson Balogun, and thank you for staying tuned. To help us navigate these complex conversations, we are joined by someone who has consistently challenged the structures that enable corruption and weak governance in Nigeria. Our guest today is Farouk Ahmed. He's a journalist, public accountability advocate, and lead catalyst of Fixed Niger Top 3 campaign. Through his work as editor-in-chief of Nigerian Track magazine, Farouk has mobilized citizens around systemic reforms. Most notably, they passed the Proactive Bill campaign, which seeks to dismantle the opaque security vote system and push for transparency in public spending. For him, Nigeria's security crisis is not merely about banditry or terrorism, but about governance and accountability at its core. With his experience in advocacy and investigative journalism, he brings fresh insight into how security votes, rather than solving insecurity, may actually be fueling it. Thank you for joining us. I have with me on the line Farouk Ahmed, with whom we'll be making sense of this morning. Farouk Ahmed, good morning to you. I hope you are there. Okay, looks like the network is still a little bit shaky, but I will do hope to have him online as soon as possible. Now, Farouk Ahmed released an article recently, and he titled this, Hidden Cash, Rising Chaos, How Nigeria's secret security votes fuel insecurity in the nation. And it goes on to say the story of Nigeria's security votes begins not in democracy, but in dictatorship. Born in the shadow of military rule, it was a tool of convenience, a discretionary pool of cash hidden from scrutiny for leaders to respond quickly to urgent security threats. Is that still so? These are questions we are going to ask today. Furthermore, in theory, it was a pragmatic stopgap. In practice, it became a black hole, money swallowed by secrecy, untraceable and unaccountable. Decades later, democracy has inherited this relic of authoritarianism, and Nigeria is paying the price of blood and fear. The show is still The Polyscope on Dominion. Of course, the big story on Dominion Television. Now, Farouk Ahmed is online. Hello, Farouk Ahmed. Hello. The network is still a little bit shaky. We do hope to have you loud and clear shortly. All right. He went ahead to say this in his article, that the promise and the... Hello, Farouk, are you there? Okay, I think it's getting better now. Yes, good morning to you. Okay, yes, it's still a little bit shaky there. Yeah, we do hope that that will be fixed shortly. Okay, let's try conventional phone call. I think that would be a lot better. Now, moving forward, we are still talking about security voting in the country. And he went ahead to say, security votes is the promise and the poison. Defenders of security votes offer a simple argument. Nigeria's formal security system is slow and underfunded. Governors need quick, flexible funds to pay informants, mobilize vigilantes, or cover emergency logistics. But behind this facade of pragmatism lies a deeper poison: secrecy. Security votes today are less about keeping Nigerians safe and more about keeping politicians flush with cash. Have you wondered why security votes is the only fund in the country that nobody investigates? When you ask questions, they're going to tell you that information about security is on a need-to-know basis. And on a yearly basis, billions and billions of naira are being channeled into security votes. But the problem still lies there. How do we fix the country? The more money we pump into security, the worse it becomes. Have you done that assignment? Have you confirmed why it is like that? Go around the country, in the northern part of the country, of course in the southeast too. You'll see the carnage when it comes to security in those places. Now, there are insinuations that the security apparatus in the country is weak. But I do not believe that. Are they being well funded? It's a question. We are going to add Ahmed Farouk this morning. But before we do that, let's go on a quick break. And when we return, the big story continues. We'll be back.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live? Like never before. Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
That short break. This is still Daybreak Live right here on Dominion Television, and this is the big story. Now, some people have raised concerns, just like Ahmed Farouk, and they have highlighted what disadvantages security votes bring to the country and how it has unbalanced the system and status quo so far since the military era down to democracy. One of these is the fact that accountability has been a problem. Nobody checks the governors who get these security votes. Nobody has questions about it. And this keeps coming in as long as the allocations comes from the FAC. Who's asking the questions? Has it been entrenched in the Nigerian Constitution that there should be no questions asked when it comes to security votes? Don't forget, back in the days, in Oyo State, during the era of Senator Rashid Adewale Ladoja as governor, he revolted the status quo that security votes are not meant to be shared. It is meant to secure lives and properties of the people of Oyo State. What happened next? He was kicked out of office, even though he fought back. He came back stronger. But it has always been like that. Nobody asks questions. Security votes are not subjected to auditing. And of course, this breeds corruption, diversion of funds. Politicians often divert the funds meant for security into personal use, enriching themselves at the expense of citizens' safety. Have you wondered why, even after so much money is pumped into security, you are still not able to sleep with two eyes closed in your community? Unfortunately, Nigerians will blame the president. Why not ask your governors what they do with these monies? Away from there, have you noticed that even though monies are being pumped into security in the country, it seems like the solution that eventually became a problem of its own? We began to fuel insecurity in the country by pumping more money into it. Instead of addressing real security challenges, misuse of security votes can worsen insecurity as money meant for tackling crime is misappropriated. And you begin to wonder, where's the problem coming from? There has been times where politicians empower thugs just for one day, which is the election day. And after the election, weapons given to them, monies given to them, can be recouped. You can't get it back. And it becomes a tool in the wrong hand to perpetrate heinous acts in the communities. And what happens? More money is requested from the federal government to tackle insecurity caused by the politicians themselves. Now, these are more has eroded public trust. Citizens lose confidence in government when leaders spend huge amounts under the guise of security without visible results. We have seen misappropriation when it comes to security in the country. Monies meant for security, getting semi-trucks for security agencies, are being diverted to something else. Let's go on a quick break. And when we return, the show continues. We'll be back after this time out. All right, welcome back. I'm joined in the studio this morning over the phone, Oluwaseun Oluwole, with whom we'll be making sense of the debates on security votes, as it is not just about numbers. It is about the kind of country Nigeria aspires to be. Seun Oluwole, good morning to you. Hello. Okay. Looks like it's not clear yet, but most definitely we'll get across to Seun Oluwole and we'll make sense of the current state of crisis we have in the security sector, and most definitely how monies meant for the protection of the people of states in the country have been spent. All right. People have been asking so many questions, and that is one of the things we want to address. Where do we go from here? Who takes the blame? And then who fixes the current mess we have when it comes to security? It's a challenge. And who is picking up the challenge to fix things? I mentioned earlier that nobody is asking the governors questions. When there's a challenge in a remote area in your state, you call on the president. But have you forgotten that you have a councillor? Have you forgotten that you have a local government chairman? Just in case you have forgotten, you have a governor, you have senators, and of course members of the House of Assembly, even members of House of Reps. We are not asking them questions. And these people work free. But the blames, a bulk of the blames we have is pinned, or are pinned, of course, on the president. All right, Farouk Ahmed joins us this morning. Of course, when Shewolu Ali also joins, we'll be able to make sense of this. Farouk Ahmed, good morning to you. Okay, looks like the audio is still not very clear, but then I hope you can hear me clearly. All right. I can't get to hear you here. I do hope that it's not from this end. All right. Moving on. The catastrophic result of pumping money into security where results are not found. I was talking about the challenge we have in the country where people think, most Nigerians think that once there's a problem, everything gets dumped on the table of the president. Unfortunately, some people have been saddled with the responsibility of fixing things. Why do we have federal and state ministers? Why do we have special advisors? It's a challenge. Or is it that the Nigerian political ecosystem is too cumbersome and needs to be untangled? Maybe there's too much bureaucracy when it comes to fixing security in the country. Or just maybe it is not rocket science and we just need to break it down a little bit further so that we get the results we want. At points, walking around the country called Nigeria, you will see checkpoints, many of them.
Can you hear me?
All right, Farouk Ahmed, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Sampson. How do you do?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you for joining us this morning. So you wrote an article.
Sorry for... Exactly. Go ahead.
You wrote an article and you spoke extensively about how what is meant to be a solution eventually became a problem. What inspired you?
Okay. Actually, recently we have been trying to champion the eradication of insecurity in Nigeria. From our research, found out that what is really fueling the insecurity in Nigeria is the security vote. Release fund for security.
Okay.
Well, this fund are being channeled through the back channel into the criminals that are fighting us. So this is one of the reasons why I felt that we need to strike the nail on the head. Let's try and stop that secret security funding. Let it be open so that Nigerians will know what their governments are using that money to do.
Okay, now
this is the reason why we did that.
All right. There was a paragraph where you mentioned that the promise and the poison. Defenders of security votes offer a simple argument. Nigeria's formal security system is slow and underfunded. So governors needed quick, flexible funds to pay informants, mobilize vigilantes, or cover emergency logistics. Do we still have this in the country? Are you there? Okay.
Exactly. That is what the governors and the proponents are. That is the point, that the federal security is lopsided, that they are underfunded. But if you look at the figures very well, the money that is being spent for the military are being diverted. The military, the police, they are being diverted. If the money that is being used for them are being used in the proper manner, the police will not be underfunded. The army also won't be underfunded. But because the money are being siphoned at the federal level, that is why the state governors will need to still support the security apparatus, likewise the chairman. But if from the source, from the federal level, the money is being used judiciously, the governors won't need to budget extra legally. Sorry, for the security board. This is my point.
All right. So many policies of the military were repealed when Nigeria went back to democracy rule. But why do you think the issue of security vote was left untouched?
Well, that's Nigeria. Nigerians, any window that will give them the opportunity to eat fat, so they won't touch that. So governors are spending billions of naira every month on security, which there are states whereby you hardly hear about any security lapses there, but they spend more than $1 billion in a month for security votes. So this money are lining the pocket of politicians. That is why they don't want to stop it. And the security board are unaccounted for. There's no need for audit. So that's why they like it, and they will always try to spend it all the time because of that selfish interest.
Okay, now Nigeria spends about 241 billion naira every year on security votes. Why then are Nigerians still unsafe if we spend so much money on security?
Yeah. That is what's boggling the mind. Why do we spend such huge amount of money, but the states are still insecure? Why? So if you look at the article very well, there is some figure we quoted. The federal government is budgeting for police. It's not for the army. Sorry, what states spend on their security boards supersedes what the army are spending. What's being budgeted for the army yearly? Why should that be? Why wouldn't the Nigerian add the money they use in funding for the security board? Why wouldn't they add it to for the security apparatus, for the security men, the army, the police, and the navy, whatever? It's because that money is being siphoned. That is why we are not seeing the result of what the governments are saying they are spending.
You mentioned that insecurity has become a thriving business in the country. How's this so?
Yeah, that is it. Because more especially the top brass of the military. Because I heard of a story of a soldier that says they are being fed food that do not build their body. The food is the ration they are being given is too small. And then, but the top brass are feeding fats on the money that they are meant to give to those in the lower rung. So, if you now send the rank and file to go and fight insecurity, they cannot. They won't go and kill themselves. One, they are not well fed. They are not well paid. So, how do you expect them to sacrifice themselves for the nation? So, but the top brass, they are enjoying from the insecurity. So they won't want it. They won't want the insecurity to end. So that is why, from our angle in the Fix Nigeria Top 3 campaign, we believe the security board should be made public. Every governor should show how they are spending the security board, so that Nigerians will know what is being spent quarterly from each tier of the government, so that if we see a governor, he says he bought so maybe equipment, we need to see it on the ground. But if a governor says he did that, but we don't see it on the ground, we know that that money has been diverted. So with this, gradually, the security problems we are encountering will start fading, inshallah, with the very grace of God.
Security agencies are being underfunded. You mentioned earlier that what is being channeled to security votes is way more than what the Nigerian military gets as budget on a yearly basis. Now, why is this so? And of course, going forward, why do you think these billions are being spent and then it still remains a problem in the country? And what does this say about the priorities of Nigeria and, of course, Nigerians?
That is the irony. No, we spend too much on security votes, but the security problems are not getting better. They are getting worse every day. So we need to change our way of doing things. The Nigerian government need to prioritize funding the military. They need to prioritize funding the police, and we need to tighten the way money are being released. Money that is meant for security shouldn't be siphoned for political or personal reasons. If we can do that, then Nigeria will be secure. But if we keep on allowing the money to leak away, to the country will burn down. And the politicians, they don't care. They don't care if the country is on fire. You can hear bitter stories of insecurity unraveling everywhere in the country. There's no state that is secure in the country now, but the politicians are doing nothing about it. So we really need to give much funding, and we need to make sure that funding is done rightly. It's not siphoned. So this is my take on that.
Now, if Nigeria scraps security votes, wouldn't that heighten tension in the political quarters? 1. 2, what credible alternative do you think is available if security vote is eventually scrapped?
Yeah, it will not heighten any tension in the country, and there's already an alternative already being used in Lagos. Lagos, they use, can't recall the term, but they say there's a way to do it. It's a public-private enterprise whereby the government provides some fund, and then the private sector also provides some fund that is being used to tackle insecurity in the state. But the money that is being spent yearly is being shown, is being budgeted for, and then there is a record for it. What was spent for what, and then who got what. So that is what Nigerians need to do. If we must spend money on security, it should be accounted for. It shouldn't be hidden. So that is the major problem. So most of the money that is being spent, even since they are unaccounted for, are being channeled back into the hands of the criminals that are fighting us. So that is why we need to make it to open. It shouldn't be opaque. So this is my take on that, boss. Thank you very much.
Right. Now, let me ask you this very quickly. How realistic do you think it is for politicians to willingly relinquish their source of power and money?
Well, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a Herculean tax, a big battle. But we Nigerians voted for them, so we need to fight tooth and nail for that. That was why on our own side of the we are trying to pass a petition. It's on change.org. You can search for it. You will see there that we want to stop this security vote. Should be stopped. We are raising a petition. We want to pass it we want to send it to the National Assembly so that it will be turned into a bill. It's not going to be easy, definitely, but if we want to survive in this country, the security vote must be open. Shouldn't be a hidden thing for politicians to be eating fat on.
Do you think Nigeria and Nigerians have the courage to end this trend, or it is still going to remain business as usual?
Well, the choice is on us. If we want to be buried alive in our homes, in our places of work, then we'll keep silent. We'll allow the politicians to keep eating fat on the security vote. If we want our surroundings, our environment to be secured, then we need to do something about it. We need to come out en masse and support the bill that says governments shouldn't be making their security vote to be a secret for them. It should be open. Let them tell us what they are using our money for. Who are they paying money for? What are the security items they are doing? What are they buying? So we need to know that. You can imagine common bandits. They are coming. They are stealing people, but the government is saying they cannot identify where they are. How come? How is that possible? That in the whole Nigeria, we cannot use technology. We cannot use Google maps like Maxar technology, Maxar maps. Cannot use it to identify where bandits are. I'm going to take them out. They're eating. They're killing us every day, collecting our money, millions of money. Some even after collecting the money, they will kill them. Some right now they are even burning people and eating them alive. So what nation are we living? What kind of nation is this? Are we animals? Should we just sit back and allow the politicians to be taking us for a ride? We're not supposed to do that. We need to take action. Nigerians need to wake up.
Now, Farouk Ahmed, lastly, on this show this morning, let me ask you, do you think Nigeria is serious about ending insecurity in the country?
Well, from the action of the politicians, they're not serious. But we need to take the ball. We need to take the gauntlet. We need to take up the gauntlet and take action. They will not want to relinquish their secret. That's the secret cow, the cash cow. They're eating fat on it. So they want it to end. But we are the one at the receiving end. So we need to take action. We need to come out and try to push out petitions, try to push out bills that will secure ourselves. So the Nigerian soldiers are gallant, they are very strong, but they are not encouraged, they are not supported. So the money that is meant to feed them, to arm them, the money should go there. We should be used to do that, shouldn't be lining the pockets of politicians. So this is what we need to do. Thank you very much.
All right, Farouk Ahmed, thank you for joining us on the show this morning. Even though we didn't have too much time to be explicit about some things, but we do hope that next time we'll find a time to actually talk about this so that our viewers can get to know more about what security actually means to them. Right, thank you for joining us on the show. Right.
Thank you very much, Samson. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
The debate on security vote is not just about numbers. It's about the kind of country Nigeria aspires to be. One where funds meant for the safety of citizens are used effectively, or one where secrecy continues to shield corruption. A big thank you to our guest, Farouk Ahmed, for shedding light on this pressing national issue. The conversation doesn't end here. It begins with each of us asking the hard questions and demanding accountability. You have been watching The Big Story on Daybreak Live. Stay tuned for more conversations that matter. Samson Balogun is my name.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB Van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live like never before? Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
All right, welcome back from that short break. The show is still The Break Live right here on Dominion Television, the Tuesday edition. And of course, we say thank you for being a part of the show so far. Now, we told you that there's a lot to unpack on the show, and most definitely, we moved to Trend Watch this morning. And there's something really interesting here, but I won't be doing this alone. I have with me Pat Aito, which will be making sense of what's on Trend Watch this morning.
All right, welcome to Trend Watch.
Okay.
Well, we have this one. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's constitutional qualification is not up for debate. I mean, the law and existing judgment have already settled that matter. So when he decides to run, it will be by choice, not because of any imagined legal barrier. Those trying to smuggle in unsolicited legal advice are only exposing the bias, not the law. So Goodluck Jonathan 2027 ambition remains a decision for him and the Nigerian people, not armchair interpreters of the Constitution.
I think, you see sometimes some arguments are just, they are straight to the point.
Yeah.
I think there was a time it was said not to be qualified to run for second term at the time. And then there was a court judgment that says, look, he has the right to actually contest, and if he wins, fine.
But I'm not talking, the second term, for him not to contest in the second term is not about qualification, because if we're talking about that qualification, it's no. The man
he's qualified. It's not about his academic qualification. It's about that constitutionally does he have the right to contest. Yes, people are saying no. The Umar Musa Yar'Adua's administration was, it was due to his untimely death at the time. Jonathan had to fill up until the session was over, and then he contested and won. And people are saying he doesn't deserve to actually go for second time. That it will be 3 terms in office. But unfortunately, well, I don't want to say unfortunately anyway, because his name wasn't on the ballot at the time. It was Umar Musa Yar'Adua. It was just a running mate to Yar'Adua, which means that he has only contested once to be president. And so that time, yes, he won once and lost the other. So if he wants to contest now, I think it's a decision that, solely belongs to him. He will make that decision if he wants to. And if he doesn't, I think nobody can pressure him to do anything. But Sam Presto is just trying to caution some people who have been, twisting and tuning the Nigerian constitution to suit their own agenda. I mean, the constitution is not an handbook that you can just interpret your own way. I think there is a correct interpretation, which only legal practitioners, judges, and some other people who are vast can actually handle.
For we, the layman.
So it was done in the court, which it was said that Jonathan has the right to contest. So whoever comes now and says
he can't.
Like that, I mean, it's impossible.
Well, 2027 is around the corner, but then let's not, like somebody said, why didn't they use paracetamol? Why take paracetamol for GEJ matter? So I don't know. That's one of the
We have
comments.
a lot of that in Nigeria. People leave their own personal issues and then they attend to yours. So it's now your responsibility to say, look, I have what it takes to handle my own issues.
Well, some people, you're saying they leave their own issue, but maybe they've tried to like, okay, what solution can I prefer to my issue? And they can't find. So the next thing they could do is, let me just...
You see, the point is, when we talk about who runs for office, at when and how, I think it's a national issue of national discourse. It's an issue that concerns every Nigerian, and you know, everyone can actually comment depending on how your comment is. So if you really do not understand what is on the table, it's better to just keep mum and just you know, look. But if you do know what the conversation is about, I mean, you cannot give what you don't have. So what you don't understand, when you talk about it, it will seem like, oh, what exactly is he saying? So instead of making a mockery of yourself on social media, it is better to just keep mute.
And just let it go. Watch and see what is actually
just follow
happening.
the trend and follow the flow. And if you feel like the trend does not suit you,
then
just stay
switch.
back. I mean,
switch to another stories now. Well, we have a comment here. A comment from Mark Amararu, thank God, saying, in the multitude of counsel, there is safety.
Interesting.
Yes, wise man.
You see, sometimes,
wise man is talking that in the multitude of counsel, there is safety. Well, I guess it's just a way for Goodluck Jonathan to just sit down, have a rethink of, if I run for this, what's it called, president, would I win? And if you don't win, would people still like, I don't know, what people really have about you? What is the action, or what is that pain you might have caused some people? Are you coming to redirect your steps, or are you coming to like inflict pain on them? Well, for some people that are coming now to tell you that, Oga, you have to stay back home, they have their reasons. And for some people that say, oh, Oga, you can run again because you actually did one term, you need to finish up. They have their own point as well. But Mark Amara is saying that in the multitude of counsel, there is safety.
You see, the point is, politics is not, you know, like the game of football where you stand a chance of getting through kind of results. It's either you win, lose, or you draw. But politics is, it's either you win or you lose. Now, the worst that could happen to a politician
and some people that even
is
lose
if he picks
will
up
tell
a ticket.
they will still tell you that they want to challenge it in court.
Yeah, I mean, the worst that could happen to a politician is to pick up a ticket and end up losing that seat, or probably, you know, you can actually even be a sitting governor and still lose your seat in the election. So it doesn't matter how or when, as long as it happens, it has happened. So you don't, there is no way, you can't sit on the fence when it comes to politics. So you either win or lose. Now, at this time,
you're in or out.
Jonathan is not new to winning and is not new to losing. So nobody reserves the right to say, look, I want to give you what I think is the perfect advice for you.
If he can concede to defeat in 2015,
yeah, so if he decides to actually run for office, all well and good. He knows that he has foot soldiers across the country that will support him. And if he decides not to run, he knows that he still has foot soldiers across the country. See, no matter how bad a politician is or how good he is, you have your own supporters. You have your own supporters. So Goodluck Jonathan knows what is right for him at this time. And I think it is even too early to start doing the permutation and combination of who becomes president, when and how.
It's not too early. Like I always say, that 2026 is out of our calendar.
We have left governance, and then we raised 2026, and we have started talking about 2027. I mean, that's for me. I think that is too early. And come to think of it, this is still 2025, and we are just in September. So it is there is a long time to do. If you are going to take some strategic decisions as an individual, you start
on time.
You start preparing. But then at this time, your groundwork should be what you should be doing, and it should not be something of national, discourse.
Don't tell any politician out there that there is no 2020, that is the 2025, 2026.
You are one of those who erased 2026 from our calendar.
I am not.
And we are bringing it back.
I am not. Well, the last comment here, we have Oyita Luther. There's a saying that Kayamo and Chidi, why take paracetamol for GEJ matter? like I said earlier. So nobody's taking paracetamol. It's just an advice.
Just let it slide. I know GJ will make the
right
right decision for himself. So
we still have 2026 in our calendar.
You are one of those who raised it, and we are bringing it back.
I am not.
All right, thank you for being a part of the show so far. It has been a wonderful session. We say thank you for joining us, and we do hope that you join us again tomorrow for another interesting and engaging edition of Daybreak Live right here on Dominion Television. We say keep being good, keep being safe out there. Samson Balogun is my name. Make it a day with us again, same time, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. tomorrow. Bye for now.
And I am Pat Aito saying have a wonderful day. Bye.